You know that feeling. It's 10 p.m., the day is finally quiet, and that's when your brain decides to have a conversation with you. It starts casually enough. Did you pay the electric bill? And then, almost like it's been waiting for this moment of stillness, it goes for the jugular. What would happen if the car just didn't start tomorrow? What if you got that call from your boss? What if you had to fly home suddenly? Your stomach drops, not because any of it is happening right now, but because you don't have an answer. The silence that follows isn't peaceful. It's loaded. It's the silent, screaming question of what would I do? And that question, that middle of the night anxiety, it's not really about the car or the job or the flight. It's about the gap between something going wrong and you being okay. For so many of us, that gap feels like a canyon, and we're just standing on the edge, hoping we don't get pushed. What if, in 1 year from tonight, when that thought creeps in, your response wasn't a knot in your stomach, but a quiet, almost boring sense of, it's handled? That's what we're talking about today. Not just saving money, but buying back your peace of mind. Now, when most people hear you need a $10,000 emergency fund, what happens? We do the math almost instinctively. $10,000, 12 months, that's $833 a month, $192 a week. And immediately, for so many of us, a wall goes up because that number, $833, it doesn't exist in our budget. It feels like a command to live on rice and beans, to never go out, to essentially freeze your life for a year. It feels like punishment. So we say, I'll start next month, or maybe $5,000 is enough, or the most common one, I just don't make enough. I want to challenge that because I think we're starting in the wrong place. We're starting with the math, which triggers scarcity, which makes us feel defeated before we begin. The real problem isn't the math, it's the story we tell ourselves about what this money is. We see it as this giant locked away pile of cash we can't touch, a sacrifice, a testament to our discipline, or worse, a reminder of what we can't afford to do. But what if we reframed it entirely? What if that $10,000 isn't a pile of money? It's an employee, a silent, loyal, full-time employee whose only job is to stand between you and life's chaos. Its job is to absorb the shock so you don't have to. When the refrigerator dies, your emergency fund employee handles it. When you need new tires, your employee covers it. It doesn't judge, it doesn't complain, it just does its job, protecting your sleep, protecting your decisions, protecting your dignity. You're not just saving money, you're hiring a bodyguard for your peace of mind, and you're going to pay this bodyguard a salary for the next 12 months. That feels different, doesn't it? Less about deprivation, more about building a team, your team. So, how do we actually hire this employee? We need to break this down not with scary math, but with psychology and systems. First, we need to disarm the fear of the big number. 10,000 is an abstraction. Our brains aren't good with abstractions. They're good with concrete things. So we're going to make it concrete. Step one is the audit, but not the kind you think. I don't want you to just list your expenses. I want you to go on a 2-week observation mission. Carry a notepad in your phone or use an app and just notice where your money goes. Don't judge it. Don't try to change it yet. Just be a scientist studying the species called your spending. You'll likely find something fascinating, a recurring $40 subscription you never use, the extra it's only $8 coffee habit that shows up 3 times a week, the extra grocery runs that happen because there's no plan. This isn't about blaming you. It's about finding the leaks in the boat. You can't fix a leak you won't acknowledge. Then we find the first $100. Before we talk about $833 a month, we find $100, just $100. This is the most important step because it's not about the amount, it's about proving to yourself that the system works. Look at your 2-week audit. Where can you redirect just $100 this month? Maybe it's pausing one streaming service and cooking one big meal at home instead of 2 takeout orders. The goal here is victory, a small, tangible win. You transfer that $100 into a separate savings account. I call it the peace of mind account. And you've done it. You've made the first hire. Your employee is on the payroll. This is where the psychology flips. You're no longer depriving yourself of a takeout meal. You're actively choosing to invest $50 into your peace of mind. It's an active, powerful choice. It feels completely different. Now we scale the system, not the pain. Let's say you found that first $100 by cutting a subscription and a bit of food waste. The next step is to make that automatic. Set up an automatic transfer for that $100 to move the day after you get paid. You've now created a system that works without your willpower. Your future self, who's tired and stressed, is now protected from your present self who might want to spend. The magic happens in the repetition. That $100 becomes normal. It's just gone, working for you. After a month or two, you look for the next $50 or $100. Maybe you get a small side gig for 3 months. Dog walking, selling old clothes online, freelance work. Every single dollar from that gig goes directly to your peace of mind employee. It's not extra money, it's their dedicated salary. You get a tax refund? That's not a bonus. That's a quarterly bonus for your employee. The key is to anchor this to your life, not to a spreadsheet. For example, think about your weekly grocery shop. What if you committed to saving $20 of what you'd normally spend? That's not starvation. It's getting creative with ingredients. It's using what's in the pantry. That $20 a week is over $1,000 in a year. See, we're not finding $833 a month in one go. We're finding $100 here, $20 there, a $200 windfall there. We're building a mosaic. And we have to talk about the emergency part. An emergency is not a sale. It's not a vacation you're tired of waiting for. It's a true, unexpected, necessary expense. Defining this is crucial. It turns the fund from a tempting pool of money into a respected tool. It's the fire extinguisher behind the glass. You only break the glass when there's a real fire. There will be a moment, a few months in, when something happens. Maybe it's a flat tire, a dentist visit, a vet bill for your dog. And in the past, this would have been a crisis. You'd be on the phone, stressed, rearranging bills, maybe putting it on the card, starting a debt spiral. But this time, you pause. You feel that old anxiety start to rise, and then you remember. You have an employee for this. You log into your bank account and you see it sitting there, that separate peace of mind fund. You transfer the money, you pay the bill, and the world doesn't end. That is the turning point. That is the moment the entire psychology of money changes for you. It's not theoretical anymore. You didn't have to beg, you didn't go into debt, you didn't lose sleep. Your system worked. The bodyguard did its job. This is where the fund stops being a line item in a budget and starts being a foundational part of your identity. You become a person who handles problems. Your confidence doesn't come from the money itself, but from the proof that you can build something that protects you. The money is just the tool. The real asset is the trust you build in yourself. So, let's make this real. Over the next year, your roadmap doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be persistent. Start with the observation. Just notice your money for 2 weeks, then find that first $100. Open a separate savings account at a different bank if you need to make it slightly harder to access, and name it something meaningful. Life Happens Fund, Quiet Confidence, whatever resonates with you. Make the transfer automatic. Put your financial life on autopilot where it counts. Then look for natural leverage points in your life. Got a raise? Divert half of the increase to your fund. Paid off a car payment? Keep making that payment to yourself. Celebrate small wins. When you hit $1,000, acknowledge it. That's a massive buffer against so many small things. And please, be kind to yourself. If you have a bad month and can only save $20, that's not failure. That's you paying your employee $20. They're still on the job. Consistency over intensity, every single time. The goal is to keep the system alive, not to be a martyr to it. I'll leave you with this thought. We spend so much of our financial energy thinking about the future, retirement, investing, big goals, and that's important. But there's a profound power in securing your present, in closing that gap between a problem and a panic.
A $10,000 emergency fund in 12 months isn't really a money goal, it's a peace of mind goal. It's the goal of quieter evenings, of fewer midnight what-if spirals. It's the space to make a decision from a place of choice, not fear. A year from now, you might have that $10,000, or you might have 8,000 or a 6,000, but you will have something you don't have today, a system, a story, and a growing, unshakable proof that you can handle what comes. You'll have hired that silent employee, and one night when the old anxiety tries to whisper, you'll realize something. The room is quiet, truly quiet, because you've already built the answer. Build the answer. I'll see you next time.